Climate Witness Project. The Climate Witness Project, or CWP as we call it, is a campaign of the Christian Reformed Church's Office of Social Justice and World Renew, designed to walk with congregations as they learn about the realities of climate change, as they seek to be better stewards of the resources they have been given, and as they find their voice to speak to their public officials about common sense climate policy that will benefit the earth, people around the world who are poor and vulnerable, and future generations. We've had hundreds of individuals from more than 290 congregations and campus groups, representing over 20 denominations, including the Christian Reformed Church. And they've all come together to answer the call to love our neighbors and be stewards of creation. The Climate Witness Project works in 4 areas, which encompass a comprehensive approach to creation care. Those 4 areas are education, worship, energy stewardship, and advocacy. And here's a bit more about what this work looks like. Education. When we speak to churches or small groups, present at a conference, or have a table at an event, we're working to educate not only about the causes and impact of climate change, but also about the work of the Climate Witness Project. We have a great deal of resources, with everything from providing and recommending book studies and films to hosting speaking events, panel discussions, and workshops. Worship. Caring for creation is about action, certainly. And it's also about who we are, who God is, and how we relate both to God and creation. The Climate Witness Project offers many worship resources, including liturgies, prayers, sermons, songs, scripture references, and guidance as your community brings God's love of creation into your place of worship. Energy stewardship. Though it's not the easiest topic to tackle or project to get started, churches and individuals working diligently to reduce their energy consumption truly are doing the Lord's work. These projects look like conducting an energy audit, installing energy-efficient appliances, adopting LED light bulbs, transitioning to an electric vehicle, growing your own food, collecting rainwater, or installing solar panels. There are so many possibilities. Advocacy. The CRC has always affirmed that the gospel must be proclaimed in both word and deed, and that a fundamental part of both proclaiming and living out the good news in this world is to raise your voice to our public officials. Public policy has tremendous power to promote justice, flourishing, and the common good, or to entrench systems of oppression and exploitation. When it comes to climate change, just policy is critical in order to move both the United States and Canada forward towards meeting the challenges ahead of us. Climate Witness congregations have already been advocating with lawmakers and building long-term relationships with their legislators' offices. Building these relationships and making key decision makers aware of our concern is a key piece of the Climate Witness Project. And CWP staff are committed to walking alongside you and your congregation as you do this work. We can help set up meetings, offer coaching on how to conduct a legislative visit, provide talking points, and more. We want to help you raise your voice on behalf of God's creation and alongside our neighbors around the world who are poor and vulnerable. Lastly, if you want to stay up to date with important advocacy opportunities, the latest creation care resources, and news from other congregations walking the road of creation and climate justice, we provide regular action alerts to contact your elected officials via a phone call or email. Joining the Climate Witness Project is as simple as making a commitment to respond to climate change. This movement is a broad tent, and yet we're not broad in order to inflate numbers, but to invite more and more people into a new way of living. Together, each of us, by using our dollars, our work, and our vote, can create a sustainable future. Catherine Hayhoe, an evangelical Christian and climate scientist, says, "The number one objection I hear, both in the US and in many other countries, is, we could do everything we can, but if no one else does anything, then it won't make a difference." Friends, Climate action is not a giant boulder sitting at the bottom of the hill waiting to be rolled up to the top. It's already at the top and rolling slowly downhill. It just needs more hands on that boulder to make it go faster.